Good morning, students. Welcome to your physics class. I hope you are doing good and are in good health. So, let's start with our class. Good morning, students. So far, we have discussed Newton's first law of motion and Newton's second law of motion in detail. Okay, and we have done various numericals related to them. Now, in our today's class, let's start with the topic how to get or how to understand first law of motion with the help of second law of motion. Okay, first law of motion from mathematical expression of second law of motion. That means we can easily understand first law of motion with the help of second law of motion. How it is so? Let's find it out. Okay, we know that our mathematical expression of second law of motion is what? It gives us relation between force, isn't it, and mass and acceleration. Okay, or we can rewrite it as what? M v minus u by t, isn't it? This was our mathematical expression of second law of motion. Okay, now how to understand first law of motion with this expression? Okay, this what we have to find it out. Now let's assume that force is zero. That means if no force is being applied, that means force is what? 0 Newton. Okay, that means there is no force. Then what will happen? F will get equal to 0, isn't it? M v minus u by t. Now it will reduce to what? V equal to u. It will reduce to this after solving. Okay, what does this mean? It means that if no force will be applied, then final velocity will always be equal to initial velocity. Okay, now if the object is at rest, if object is at rest, then initial velocity will be what? 0, and final velocity will be what? Since v equal to u, so v will also get equal to 0. That means if any object is at rest, then its initial velocity, since it is in rest, so initial velocity will be what? 0, and according to this expression final velocity also become 0. That means if no force is applied, then if the object is at rest, it will remain in rest. Why will it remain in rest? Because final velocity is also 0. Okay, that means this what our first law of motion was also saying, isn't it? That if there is no force, or if there is no external imbalance force is being applied, then the if the object is at rest, it remains in rest. Okay, and if the object is in motion, assume that object is initially in motion, assume that it is having 30 meter per second speed. Okay, now according to this expression, what will happen? Final velocity will also be equal to 30 meter per second. Okay, that means if no force is being applied, and we know if F is equal to 0, V is equal to U. So if the object is in motion, it will continue its motion without any change. Okay, and this what our first law of motion was also saying, isn't it? That if no external imbalance force is applied, then object at rest will remain in rest, and object in motion will remain in motion. Okay, so this is the proof that our second law of motion also explains the first law, that with the help of mathematical expression of second law of motion we can easily explain our first law of motion. All right, that there are two objects, object A and object B. Okay, now there are two terms, action force and reaction force. All right, now assume that object A has exerted certain amount of force to object B, like this, F. Object A has exerted certain amount of force to object B. So I'm writing like this. This means FAB means force exerted by object A, object A on object B. Okay. Now, in return, what this object B did, it returned the same, it exerted the same amount of force to object A in the form of FBA. Okay, that means if the object A has exerted certain amount of B force to B, that means object A has done certain action force towards object B. So what object B did? Object B reacted and provided the same amount of reaction force to object A. Okay, assume that force exerted by B on A is FB. So same amount of force is provided back as a reaction force to object A, isn't it? That means if they are of same amount, then can I call it as FAB is equal to FB, isn't it? Why? Because I am saying that object A has exerted certain amount of force towards the B in the form of action force. So what this object B did, object B has provided, or object B has also exerted similar amount of force to object A. So I'll say FAB is equal to FB. Now since the direction of FAB is what, towards this, isn't it? If I am taking this direction as positive direction, so what should I take this direction as? I'll take it as negative direction. Okay, so now since both are of equal magnitude, I have put the equality sign, but they are of different direction, so I'm taking it as minus sign. This means that to every action, what action this object A did, object A exerted certain amount of force towards B. Okay, to this action B also reverted or exerted the same amount of force towards A. So can I say that to every action there is equal and opposite reaction? There is equal and opposite reaction. Why opposite? Because the direction of both the forces are just opposite. Okay, that's why I'm taking minus sign. Why? Because I know that force is what? Force is a vector quantity. We know that both has equal magnitude but different direction and exactly opposite direction. So that's why I have taken minus sign. Okay, this is the mathematical representation of third law of motion. Third law of motion says to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Now tell me, this action force is exerted by this body, and this reaction force is exerted by B, isn't it? So action force and reaction force are exerted by two different bodies, isn't it? So both the forces will be exerted by two different bodies. All right. So to every action there is equal and opposite reaction, and both the forces act on two different bodies. Action force here was acting by object A, and reaction force was acting by an object B. Okay. Examples of third law of motion. First example is recoiling of the gun. What is this? Let's understand. Assume this activity where the gun has been triggered. Due to this, what will happen? A fast moving bullet will come outside in this direction. Okay, due to this there will be certain action force in this direction. Why? Due to movement of this bullet with a very high speed, there will be an action force in this direction. Okay, so according to the third law of motion, to every action force there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, so reaction will be in which direction? In this direction. So due to this reason only, when a man fires a bullet, so what happens? He feels an back a backward jerk. Why? Because due to this action force there is equal and opposite force that has been applied backward. Okay, due to this backward force, the man who is holding this gun will experience a backward jerk. Okay, so this backward force is also known as recoiling of the gun. Okay, this is the concept of recoiling of the gun. All right, the backward force is what? Recoiling. All right, now in this example the action force has been done on this bullet, has been experienced by this bullet. Okay, and due to this action force there is equal and opposite reaction. Now reaction will be experienced by whom? By the man holding this gun. Okay, so action force and reaction force both are experienced by two different things. Okay, now consider another example. There is a man, okay, and he was standing on this boat. Now he wants to jump towards this shore. This is the shore and this is the boat. Okay, now he wants to jump towards this shore. So what will he do? He will exert certain amount of force towards this direction, towards left direction. He will exert certain amount of force. That means there will be certain action force towards left direction. So what will happen? There will be equal amount of reaction force in opposite direction according to our third law of motion. So due to this, what will happen? This boat, due to this reaction force, this boat will move towards right direction. Okay, this man has exerted an action force towards left direction, towards the shore. Okay, in order to jump. So what will happen in return? In return this boat will move towards the right direction. So this shows that while doing this, our third law of motion is implementing. Okay,